Hello, this is David Soto back. I just want to show you real quick how to uh, set up your MarketsWorld account with and integrate it with MetaTrader 4 and begin trading. So when you first log into your MetaTrader 4, your demo account or live account, if you do your demo account, you should start with a balance of $10,000 up here, right? And your screen will look like this. You should have gold as your asset right here. Go ahead and close that out. We'll do gold another time. Click add asset and then click on Forex right here. And then just add each one of these currency pairs. All right. Just click on each one at a time. Way you have all these ready to go if you see a good trade that you want to take. And I'll show you how to do that here in a sec. All right. Pound USD. Oops. Euro USD. I missed it. All right. Come on. All right. USD Canadian. And USD JPY. All right. So now we have all of our currency pairs loaded, and it should look like that. You should have active trades listed here. Why keep doing that? You have active trades here, and then completed trades, ones you've already taken, right? And then what you gotta do is go over to your MetaTrader 4 software, okay? And then open up. I want you to open up all your currency pairs that coincide. Let me close these out real quick just to kind of show you what I mean. Okay, when you first start out, it's going to look like this. Let me try to minimize this a little bit so I can see. All right, click on this right here, new chart, and just start adding all the currency pairs that are listed here. AUD JPY, AUD JPY, wherever that's at. Okay, and make sure it's on the 5-minute chart. Excuse me. And then go up here, AUD New Zealand dollar is next. All right. AUD US dollar right here. Next, Euro pound. Okay, Euro pound is right here. Go back. All right, pound USD right here. And Euro USD. Okay, and USD Canadian. Okay, and USD JPY, which is right here. All right, so we got all of our currency pairs ready to go. Make sure they're all on a 5-minute chart. It should say M5 for each currency pair on the bottom down here. All right, and make sure you have your Bollinger Bands. If you right-click on this, anywhere on the screen and just hit Indicator List, make sure you have your Bollinger Bands, P4L Candle Time Indicator, Slope Direction Line, and your Stochastic Indicator. All right, and we can minimize this a little bit so you can see all the Bollinger Bands. But what we're looking for here is that the stochastic indicator on the bottom down here, when it's going up and down, Only place a trade when the market goes above 80% here on the stochastic or drops below 20. So when it's above 80 or below 20, you can place a trade, and only place a trade when it starts to break out of that. So if it's down below 20, when it starts to jump in the upwards direction, that's when it's time to get in and place a trade in the upwards direction. And then also you want to look at your slope direction line indicator, right? It'll be, if it's going in a downward direction, it'll be red, and if it's going in the upward direction, it'll be white. So when your stochastic is shooting down and your direction line indicator is shooting down as well and drops down below 20 and it starts to go back up, wait for this slope direction line to turn white, okay, and then place a 15-minute trade in the upwards direction. All right, and I'm not gonna say you'll win every time, but you have a very, very strong chance of winning. And like right now would be a bad time to place a trade because there's very little movement, and we have not broken out of the Bollinger Bands. So whenever you have candles jumping outside the Bollinger Band, you know there's going to be a price reversal. All right, you just have to wait for either the slope direction line to change color or your stochastics to change direction. But until then, don't place a trade. Right now, the stochastic is kind of doing something kind of funny. It dropped down a little bit and it shot back up, and it's trying to force back down. So the market right now doesn't seem like it knows what it wants to do. All right, and that's on USD JPY. It's probably not a good time of the day to trade that. So we'll go to the next currency pair, which is USD Canadian. All right. Now I can look at this real quick and tell you it's not a good time to trade because your stochastic, that's the first thing you want to look at. Your stochastic is in the middle somewhere, trying to fight up, shot down a little bit. And then if you look at the slope line, it's just starting to form up. So theoretically, place a 15-minute trade in the upwards direction right now, you probably would win, but it's taking kind of a gamble because none of these previous candles here shot outside the Bollinger Band down here. Now over here, you saw Bollinger Bands dropping out of you saw these candles jumping outside of the Bollinger Band, right? So what you're going to wait for is a, next candle for, a price reversal. Now here you see this blue candle shooting upwards and the next one shooting down, but you don't see that slope line changing color. So, and your stochastic is kind of doing something crazy down here. It did shoot back up, and you most likely would have won if you placed a trade, at the beginning of this. But the problem was you had so many shooting down that this candle here you would not have known if it was going to stay shooting up or not. It might have just dropped all of a sudden and continued going down. So now we're starting to see a trend going up, but the market doesn't look very stable right here. So USD Canadian is not a good thing to trade right now. So let's go look at Euro USD. All right. I can look at this and tell you that it is not a good time to trade. Okay, because the slope line is pointing down, but all your candles are within the Bollinger Bands. Nothing has broken outside the Bollinger Bands. And your stochastic is trying to shoot down below 20, which is okay, but when you see a period where it's been down below 20 for a little bit, it's going to start to shoot back up and your direction line changes, then you know it's time to place a trade in the upwards direction. So Euro USD right now does not have anything worth trading. Pound USD, same thing. This candle here is shooting out of the Bollinger Band. This one, the previous one had touched it, but your stochastic is shooting down. Candle's starting to shoot up a little bit, and your slope line, direction line is pointing down. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be a downward trend. And as you can see, this has been steadily going down, even though it shot back up some. Most likely it's going to shoot back down. And pound USD, that'd probably be a good time to trade actually in a downward direction. I'm going to go ahead and place a trade for pound USD. And we're going to do this for next 1950. Well, all right. All right, go ahead and place a trade in downward direction. And we'll see what happens. All right, Euro GBP, let's go to this one real quick. And you see this one starting to shoot back up. The direction line is changing to white color, and your stochastic is starting to shoot up. But the problem here is it did not dip below the 20. So theoretically, you probably could place a trade in the upwards direction on this, but that would be very, very risky right now. So, and well, let's see, that candle's about to expire. This one's starting to shoot up too. So it looks like it's starting to form a trend in the upwards direction, but I still would not trade on that. None of these candles had jumped outside the Bollinger Band, so that's kind of a bad time to trade. AUD USD, let's see what this one is doing. This one's kind of looking a little funny too. This one had dropped down to the 20 and it's starting to fight back up, and your slope line is in a downward direction. Now it had dropped down below this middle Bollinger Band, and most likely it's going to shoot back up and go towards this upper Bollinger Band. It had done some serious price breakout here in the past, probably about an hour ago, and now the market's been steadily shooting that back up, as you can see. And the last 15 minutes it's shot down, but looks like it's about to do a price reversal. So AUD USD, I think I'll go ahead and place a trade on AUD USD for 15 minutes. It's 1936 right now, and I'm going to go to 1945. I'll make sure upwards direction right. Okay, I'm just going to do $1 trades. This is your amount you want to trade right here and risk. You can change it whatever you want. Minimum is $1. All right. So now I got 2 live active trades. Let's go to Australian New Zealand dollar. This is very, very bad right now. Okay, there was a price breakout and then a serious drop in price right here about an hour ago. But now the market in the last hour has not really done much of anything. There's been very, very little movement. So without any movement in the market, it's extremely difficult to figure out which way to place a trade. So when you see a flat, basically a flat line, it's called a range of market. But when you see a market doing with very little movement like that, just stay away from it. As soon as you see that, just go to the next currency pair. All right, AUD JPY is the last one here. And unfortunately, this right now is not a good time to trade either. And it might, if this line here drops down below this middle Bollinger Band, and this drops down below 20 for a little bit, and then starts to shoot back up, we might see a good time to trade, but that's not the best time to trade right now. So it's kind of like the AUD USD we're looking at a minute ago. So I'm going to hold off on the AUD JPY. So what I'm going to do for right now, we still got about 10 more minutes for this first trade expires and 15 minutes for the second one expires. All right, so I'm going to do is pause the video and then come back and then show you my wins or losses, good or bad, okay? Okay, I'm back, and one of my trades just expired. Okay, and AUD USD plays a trade in upwards direction right here. Expired at 1945. Just expired. It won. The green right here means a win in the money. So a 74% payout. I won $1.74. I risked $1, and it's the expiry date. All right, and time obviously. It's the expiration price. So it expired at 0.72026, which was slightly higher than the strike price I bet at, which is 0.72014. It's only about 2 pips higher. All right, so it's not a significant win, but I did win. So let's look at whether you win or lose. Okay, I want you to always go back and go to your MetaTrader 4 and just evaluate what caused you to win or lose. All right, so you can study and just get more confident with yourself. Let's go back here to AUD USD and look at the market. All right, see now the market here is not moving real great. Not a ton of movement. Candlesticks are moving some, but they're very small. And your stochastic is fighting in the upwards direction. So that is not the most optimal time to trade. So I did win, and I won by small margin. So I probably should have lost, but I just want to show you how to trade. I'm not saying I did the right thing, but I definitely see how I could have done better. I should have waited until another candlestick, so I saw a definite increase in price. If you look at this candle now, it's trying to shoot down, which is not good. I mean, it will be good eventually if it drops outside this Bollinger Band. And you see, if you look at this, let me minimize this a little bit. There was a lot of space. There was a huge price break on a lot of space. Now the Bollinger Band is starting to constrict again. So what we're probably going to do is on this particular asset, wait until the Bollinger Bands break apart again and have another price breakout. When you have another price breakout, that's always a good time to trade. And since we had a price breakout before in a downward direction, I'm always willing to bet there'll be another price breakout in the upwards direction. Okay, but we'll probably have to come back in another 30 minutes or an hour, to see. So anyhow, that's what happened there with that particular trade. And then go back over here. Pound USD has about a few more minutes left before it expires, but the strike price is 1.57414. Let's scroll up here to Pound USD and just take a look real quick. 414. It has dropped significantly from where it was before, and I placed a bet that it was going to go in a downward direction. So it looks like it's in the money. It's going to win as long as the market continues to go down. And I can go back over to Pound USD and look at it real quick. and it's still shooting down. Has not dropped below the stochastic here. All right, looks like it has just expired. The time here is already past 1950. It says expiration time is 1950. I'm just waiting for this to refresh. There it goes. It usually takes about 20 seconds for whatever reason. All right, so now it refreshed AUD USD down here, or pound USD. Anyhow, 1950, yeah, 1950 right here, pound USD. It won, and the expiration was 57346, which is well below the 5741.4 right here. And I placed a bet going in the downwards direction was the type of option I chose. So I won those two trades, which is good, but you guys got to be consistent at it. And in a nutshell, that's how you begin trading. Make sure your candlesticks are shooting outside the Bollinger Band, and then make sure your stochastics are either above 80 or below 20. And make sure when you place a trade, either up or down, that your slope line is, coinciding with what it is you're trying to trade. You don't have to necessarily every time, but it's just a good idea to use what you have here and place a trade. Like I see this pound USD, you know what I'm thinking, right? Place a trade in the upwards direction, and it's starting to shoot back up. So pound USD. Right now it is 10 till 8. So I'm going to do 2010. Actually, oh, come on. Wait a minute, it being so slow. I'll do 2000. Buy. All right. Internet acting kind of slow there. All right. And my trade has been placed. It's live now. And we see pound USD starting to shoot up. Let me pause this video and come back and show you if I won or lost. Okay. Okay, I'm back now. And that trade for pound USD just expired. I'm waiting for it to refresh here. I thought it would have refreshed by now. Let me hit the refresh button. It's not, it doesn't. I don't know why it does that. Maybe the server's slow. Refresh my web browser, see what happens. All right, so there it is. The average trade has gone down here. So if you look at this pound USD, I won. All right, it's green. Expiration rate was 57413. Over here is 57354. So it went up quite a bit. That's actually a pretty significant increase in price. And I placed a bet that would go in the upwards direction. So I won. All right. Doesn't mean I win every time, but if you follow just the basic, simple steps, and just look at your chart here, you will win the majority of the time. And just be patient. So if you have an hour or so a day, you could easily get in, a few trades. And your ultimate goal is to do about 10 trades a day. So if you could do a few in the morning before work, catch a few on your lunch break, a few in the afternoon, when you get off work, something like that, place a few trades before you go to bed. You want to try to space it out. You don't want to be sitting on a computer all day long. That's monotonous and boring. But if you could just throughout the day log in and then check your charts and just see what the market's doing, if it's a good time to trade, and just spend 20-30 minutes looking at the markets and trying to figure out which trades you want to place or when you want to trace them, place the bets, and just look for the optimal time to place a bet. It may take you 10-15 minutes for the optimal trade to occur, but patience is the key here, and just keep practicing and make sure you trade on a demo. I would probably do at least 100 trades. I recommend 300 trades on a demo, but you know, just as long as you feel comfortable. If you want to risk using real money, that's fine, no problem. Just know that it is your money and your choice, so choose wisely. But eventually, here I'm going to be opening up a live account, and I'm going to start showing my progress with my live account. So anyhow, this is just to get you started and to show you how to trade. Okay. I hope you learned a little bit. I was able to teach you a little bit, and I'm going to show you some more um, stuff on how to keep track of all your trades. I created an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to show you how to use that in the next video. Okay. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.